Johnny Cocker, what's happening, folks? Johnny Lee Long at the. I'm not at the Hobo D. I'm outside. That's where y'all should be outside. Why y'all inside? Come on outside. Walk around the yard. It's your yard. You bought it. Look, you paying for it. All right, so look, today I just want to come outside and talk to you guys for a little bit about strings. A lot of people ask me about strings, and my opinion of strings are this. I think you should get the strings that feels good to you. All right, not because somebody said it was the best string in the whole world, or this guy says, man, I never played a string like this before, or this guy says, it fits my bass. All of them fit your bass. Look, if you put them on. All right, so here's my opinion. All right, so there's a lot of strings out there. There's this kind of string, that's a SIT string. And then there are Diodaros, right? There are DRs. I'm just giving you the packages I had laying around the shop. And then there's Ernie Balls. And then there's Roto Sound, Roto Wounds, Roto Sound, looking like that. And then there's you. All right, so here's my thing. All right. Your bass is a part of you. I mean, it's, whew, last train running. Last train running. Your bass is a part of you. Y'all need to see that video, last train running. That your bass is a part of you. And you have to make a decision. What kind of decision? Decision of, if my bass is a part of me, then everything that's on my bass needs to be a part of me. So I have to make the decision, not because this person said that this is the best string in the world, or that person said it is the best string in the world. It's all about you. When you present yourself, as a bass player, guitar player, drummer, whatever the case may be, keyboard player, you want to present yourself, and that instrument need to present you. So my thing is, stop, guys. I could tell you all day the best string for me, all right? And a lot of people are like, oh yeah, well that string is good for me too, and it's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. But push come to shove, it's gonna be you that make the last decision. Okay? Some people like roto sounds. I mean, in the early 70s, I was using roto sound because that's all I knew about. I mean, I would walk in the store and there'd be 90 other strings up there on the counter. But I want roto sounds because such and such told me roto sounds make my bass sound powerful. Everybody is going after different kinds of vibes. All right? And the different kind of vibes are, I want that smooth jazz sound. I want my bass to sound really, really high-endish. I want my bass to sound really, really clickish. I want my bass to have a lot of bottom. I want my bass to have a lot of high mids. I want my bass to have a presence. So what I usually do is listen to my bass. I can't, listen to my bass, because if I listen to my bass, it'll particularly tell me what I want, what it wants to have on it. What kind of clothes it want to wear. I said clothes it wants to wear. It will particularly tell you what's good for it. All right. Say if you got, I don't know, I got some friends that got 70, 80 basses. They don't play 70, 80 basses. They probably have 1 or 2 basses that really feel good to them. So those 1 or 2 basses don't have the same strings that the 70, 80 basses have. Why? Because he's familiar with, or she is familiar with that bass, and that bass sounds a certain way with a certain kind of strings on it that they like. All right. So I'm not gonna make this video long. So when you go into a candy store, and if you got a really, really knowledgeable salesman in there, okay, and if you did your homework, find out what's on the basses that you like, what comes from the factory, what strings are on them. If you like those, continue on with those. If you don't, change and go put what you think is right for you. You know what I'm saying? What you think is right for you and what your ear hears. It's all about what your ear hears, not what they hear. First, you have to be satisfied. First, you have to be satisfied. Your ear has to be pleased. And then whatever they hear, they can either like it or not like it. But it's you that makes the difference first. This makes the difference first. What you hear makes the difference first. So get the string that feels good to you. All right? That's not that big. Right gauge. You know, some people like thick gauge, some people like thin gauge, some people like medium light, some people like regular. Find a string that feels good to you on your bass, and that your bass speaks to you a certain way. Like what? I don't know. Tells you it loves you. Yeah, I mean, you know, your bass talks just like you do. And if you're trying to talk to someone else in the bass field, in the bass world, then you want to speak your language. Not their language and her language and his language and her language. You don't want to speak their language. You're already speaking a certain language already, which is bass. What you want to do is allow people to recognize your voice. How do you do that? Well, you got to make sure everything that you have in your hands speaks you. All right? Speaks you. Once your bass so is speaking you, and you understand the language that it's speaking, well, in which you're speaking through it, now you begin to get your vibe, and people will start noticing, oh, I know who that is. I ain't got to go in there and check it out. I ain't even got to go to the door and see who it is on stage. I know who that is. I can hear the bass. I can hear the tone of the bass. I can hear the vibe of the bass. I can hear the presence of the bass. Look, I can hear the bass. That's what you want, man. I can hear the bass. All right, so once again, guys, getting back to these strings again, you know, you can try every string you want to if you got that kind of money. But basically, if you feel something that feels good to you, get that string on your bass. Because once you get settled in, it's like buying a mattress. Once you buy the right mattress and box spring, you sleep better. Boy, you just said something. I'm gonna walk out of this one. I'm gonna walk right out of this. You just said something. Once you get the right mattress and box spring underneath you, you sleep better. You do. You just sleep better. So once you get the right string on your bass, and it feels good in your hands and your fingers, and everything is matching up, you sound better. So once again, guys, I love you guys for coming by, checking out my videos. Keep coming by. Please subscribe. Get other people to subscribe. Get outside, folks. Get outside. Walk around in your yard. Walk around. We love y'all. Shadakaka. Peace out.